Welcome to week 3 of ATR 792A. This week you will have a rough draft, your third and final rough draft for our professional portfolio. So far you've written your introduction, your executive summary section, your artifact section. Now you're going to write your reflection section. I'll give you feedback on your rough drafts up to this point. You'll need to make any changes to the professional portfolio based on the feedback that I'm providing you this week, and turn that in with your last part of your professional portfolio. So you have the reflection section to write this week. You'll see in the template and the example portfolio that you have 3 main sections that you're going to reflect on. You're going to reflect on your professional growth. Then you're going to reflect on your plan for growth. And, whoops, I'm on the wrong one. Plan for growth and your development of strengths. Okay, so plan for growth. So we have 2 standards. We have Code 1 and Professional Standard 1. I want you to start off, since we've been discussing the code first. How have you grown in the area of patient care responsibilities since you were an athletic training student? For some of you, that wasn't too long ago that you're an athletic training student. So think back when you first became an athletic training student in Code 1, patient care responsibilities, until where you are now. How have you grown in that area? Explain that to me, paragraph, 2 paragraphs, how you have improved in this patient care responsibility. Then you're going to do the same thing for Standard 1. How have you grown in Standard 1 direction, being under the supervision or the direction of and collaboration with a physician since you were a student? A lot of students don't even have any interaction with their team physicians or multiple physicians that some schools have. But you've been an athletic trainer now, practicing athletic trainer now for a couple years, and you've had a lot more interaction with your team docs. So explain that to me. Just tell me what's been going on with you. So that's the first section. You have professional growth, how you've grown since you were in athletic training in Code 1 and in Standard 1. Then the next part is how can you continue to improve in patient care responsibility? What are some specific ways that you can grow, get better? Are there things that you can read? Are there conferences you can attend to improve in patient care responsibility? So describe that to me and do the same thing with Standard 1. How can you get better at knowing your team docs? Maybe you need to go to the doctor's office with your patients more often to develop that relationship with your team physician. So whatever kind of ways that you think you can continue to grow, develop, and improve in Code 1 and Standard 1. Be very specific here. This section's 1 or 2 paragraphs, so think of it 1 paragraph for each. 1 paragraph for Code 1, 1 paragraph for Standard 1. Now the last section is on your strengths. Now, in our class in Moodle, I have provided you information about what I mean by strengths. I'm going to talk about that here too, but I provide you more detail on strengths. Strengths are the areas that you do well, you excel at, you're naturally just good at in that area of strengths. In Moodle, I have provided a link to the Clifton Strengths Finder. You're not required to take the Clifton Strengths Finder, but if you're interested in that, you can. What the Clifton Strengths Finder does is it measures your talents, not your strengths. Strengths are the things that you actually do well, consistently. You get lost in them. So what I'm asking you to address in this section is, in this area of patient care responsibilities, what is your thing that you do really well at in this area? And it's a big area. And how can you continue to improve? What are some things you can do? It's sort of like what we just talked about, plan for growth. but we're talking about plan for growth in a thing that you're already doing well at. I'm trying to get away from us discussing the things that we are weak in. That's called deficiency model growth. I don't want you to focus on your deficiencies. I want you to focus on the things that you already do well, your strengths, and how can you continue to improve in that area of your strength and patient care responsibilities. What knowledge do you need to improve on? What experience do you need to continue to improve? What skills do you need to improve on to make sure that you improve in your areas of strengths? And you do the same thing with direction. Again, what are the areas that you're strong in, naturally gifted at, as working with your doctors or other care providers? It doesn't just need to be physicians. It can be other allied health or healthcare professionals. How can you foster those relationships? What is something that you're naturally just doing well in, and for direction? So if we look at our example portfolio, so this student talks about their growth, how they've improved as a PE teacher. Let's see if I skip. Then here's their plan for growth in their standard 1. What are the ways that they can grow in that particular area? And then they talk about their strengths. What is their, first they have to explain to me what is their area of strength in that particular standard. And then that student will explain on the ways that they can go around on capitalizing on their areas of strength, and what are some activities they can do to develop that area of strength. Now, you don't have to turn in your courage and calling for your rough draft. That will be for your final paper, final portfolio. Probably should have taken that out. Hopefully nobody will copy and paste that for your courage and calling reflection. And then, so one of the things you'll notice is that I have BOC professional responsibilities 1 reflections, and then I have, oops, too far. The BOC practice standards 1 reflection, so I have it broken up for you by the standards in the template. And again, after you turn this in, I'll give you feedback in week 4 when you turn in your final professional portfolio. So you'll have a really good professional portfolio when you're done. And the plan is that after this week 4, you'll start the process again with your next professional portfolio. I won't give you feedback though, and we're not going to have rough drafts after week 3 because you're learning the process. That's the whole point of doing these rough drafts, is you're learning the process. So week 5, you write your executive summary for the assigned code and standard. Week 6, you do your artifact section. Week 7, you do your reflection section. And week 8, you kind of fix it all up and turn in your second professional portfolio. As always, if you have questions, please ask. I'm here to help.